Ethan Klein is a liar! I killed Etika.
I killed Etika. I killed Etika.
Get it now at gfuel.com.
Go fuck you.
Hey there everyone, welcome back. So we got a juicy YouTuber beef right now, H3H3 versus DramaAlert aka Keemstar. So their beef has been going on for some time now, but things recently have escalated to the point that possibly somebody might end up going to jail.
He accused me of is killing Etika, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. You'd have to be the biggest scumbag in the world to try to pin another man's suicide on another person because of an internet beef.
So in H3H3's recent video, he mentions that Keemstar ended up talking to this YouTuber Etika and basically convincing him or telling him that everything's like a simulation and it's like fake, and if it is, then what's the point in living, and just jump off a bridge.
Why doesn't he just jump off a cliff?
Then why live? Just jump off a cliff. Just jump off a cliff.
Quite a coincidence when you consider that only 51 days later, that very same YouTuber jumped off a bridge to his death.
And sadly, this YouTuber Etika ended up committing suicide and ended up jumping off a bridge.
Tales about the death of popular YouTuber Etika. The medical examiner's office says the 29-year-old drowned in the East River by suicide.
Keemstar's response video, he just tries to justify that he didn't convince Etika to commit suicide, and then he tries to show messages from the mother.
Star, this is Etika's mother responding to you to address the recent threats and accusations that you received in relation to his death. I wish to inform Etika fans, friends, and viewers that Keemstar is not responsible.
Messages from the sister.
Really sad to see people blaming Keemstar again. He was in no way responsible for Etika's action.
And just basically rambles on trying to justify that he's such a nice guy.
Worried about Etika. If you see this, I want you to know that you're an amazing entertainer and thousands are counting on you to be here.
And that he doesn't deserve to be trolled or to have the death of the suicide of Etika, the blame or the guilt put onto him.
Stay healthy. And I said, whatever you're doing, stick with it. H3H3 saw these tweets, but none of these tweets were included because it doesn't push the narrative that he wants to push, that I killed Etika.
Then why live? Just jump off a cliff. Just jump off a cliff.
See, that's the problem, is that in another interview with Etika before he ended up committing suicide, Keemstar said that this is all just a simulation, and if it is, just jump off a cliff.
Then why live? Just jump off a cliff. Just jump off a cliff.
And that's the thing, is that he doesn't actually explain to Etika what he means, but now after the fact, he tries to justify and explain what he was trying to state or what he was actually saying to Etika at the time, but it wasn't. He just said, jump off a cliff if you don't believe that this is all real and this is just a simulation. And then he tries, like I said, he tries to justify it by saying that you have to believe that this is all real.
You have to believe that this is real. You can't believe that this is a simulation. I wanted to put that warning out there. I was trying to help.
You should have said that to begin with. Even if this is all a simulation, like, you have one life, so just live it, have fun with it. No matter who it is, no matter what's happening, you should never tell anybody to jump off a cliff, jump off a bridge, or anything, or do anything like that, because you never know what those people, like, what people are thinking, or what kind of mind frame they are in, and that's just horribly wrong to say to anybody, and I honestly think Keemstar should be held accountable. That's right, Keemstar. I honestly believe that you should be held responsible, and you're complaining about H3H3 insinuating that he said that you are held responsible or should be held responsible.
That just a few months after Keem talked to Etika about jumping off a cliff, Etika jumped off a bridge to his death. Homie, you more than implied that Keem was responsible for what happened to Etika.
Ask Etika in a manic state, why doesn't he just jump off a cliff? Hypothetical, but it is quite a coincidence when you consider that only 51 days later, that very same YouTuber jumped off a bridge to his death.
I think you should be. Look at Charles Manson. He was held responsible for convincing other people to commit murders, even though indirectly he had nothing to do with it. You had nothing to do with Etika's suicide, but indirectly you did, unfortunately, tell him that if this is all a simulation, just to jump off a cliff.
Then why live? Just jump off a cliff. Just jump off a cliff.
And I honestly believe that since he did jump off a bridge.
YouTuber Etika, the medical examiner's office says the 29-year-old drowned in the East River by suicide.
Indirectly, that you should be somewhat held responsible, and you probably do feel the guilt on your shoulders, and that's why you're making a video explaining all that.
Ethan, you are a piece of fucking garbage. Garbage.
That's right, he calls H3H3 garbage and then goes on to threaten him.
Thank God I have the support group around me. Well, I have a support group around me, and I can't wait for you to see them because they're really pissed off at that video you uploaded for multiple goddamn reasons. Good luck, Ethan, because you're gonna fucking need it.
And that's all Keemstar really goes over in his video, but the thing is H3H3 covers a bunch of other things that Keemstar has done, and he didn't even like talk about those in his video, Keemstar.
He's accusing me of a felony fraud, of the theft of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And Keemstar puts that out there really without any second thought, and with full confidence he says, you're a liar.
Ethan Klein is a liar!
So Keemstar also accuses H3H3 of basically scamming tons of people out of their money as well.
Little Biscuit, who was dying of cancer that he couldn't wait to report on his death.
I want to be like, can't wait to report your death.
Like, there's nothing illegal about that, but that is just really harsh to say and morally wrong. Like, what a douchebag.
He falsely accused an elderly streamer of being a convicted pedophile. Ugh. I mean, how does he ever even live this one down? His evidence was, wait for it, he looked like the guy in the photo. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he also falsely accuses some guy of being a pedophile. And because of that, Keemstar's loyal support base basically attacked this poor guy and just been harassing him for like years.
Threatened to kill my family, harassing my sister, my nephews. I mean, me. I mean, you know, they were just, they hacked my RuneScape account.
That's harsh, man. I feel like you. I get a lot of death threats on my YouTube and stuff like that too.
Not gonna put up with you fucking blaming me for people trolling you anymore, because I am not guilty of that. I'm guilty of that video being wrong and what I said about you, but I'm not guilty of you being trolled in 2017.
So he tries to take responsibility, but then doesn't take responsibility. This guy just like contradicts himself and just doesn't want to own up to anything.
I'm holding back every urge from saying just like, go fuck you, go fuck yourself. I'm holding that back.
He's the victim of poor Tony's harassment. Unacceptable the way that Tony is harassing poor Keemstar, who is, he is just had it up to here with Tony.
Yeah, Keemstar's mad because Tony, the old guy that he falsely accused of being a pedophile.
The guy he accused of being a pedophile publicly. G-Fuel brought to you by false pedophilia accusations. Chug it, G-Fuel.
Has been contacting him, asking him to, like, you know, ask his supporters and stuff to stop harassing him, because he's just, for like, ever since that video came out, non-stop, he's just been, like, harassed. So not only this, H3H3 talks about how Keemstar doxes people, which is where he releases their information publicly so people can use it against them.
Pure spite, Keemstar releases all of his public information on the internet. Here's an example of what my dox bin looks like. It has my name, birthday, home address, all of my phone number, my parents' phone numbers.
Yeah, H3H3 got doxxed and they released all his information, even his parents' phone numbers, yo.
What are you gonna do about it? I mean, I'm literally telling you right now, what do you think's gonna happen to me? You said to Augie, this is gonna be a big story that Keemstar doxed Destiny. I doxed Destiny. Where is the big story? Yeah, I dox people all the time.
So Keemstar has no problem even admitting that he doxes people and nothing happens to him. Nothing, no problems, no cops, no nothing. Maybe it's just because nobody's ever reported it. I don't know. Maybe he's just gotten lucky.
A YouTuber known as Smiles for YouTube on his live stream.
His Skype is literally Smile for YouTube. Keep note of all this. That's his Skype right there.
Giving out my house address, giving out all of my information. Because he
this is his.
Yeah, that's right. That's Keemstar on camera, doxing and giving somebody's private information out to everybody.
This is his phone number. The guy's from Canada.
Swatted so fast.
Swatting is when you call the police and report a violent crime, hostage situation, or a terrorist attack to provoke an armed police response at someone else's address.
Which is the most insane thing you could ever think of, but it actually happens quite often, and it's sad when it does happen. And the police need to stop acting so seriously when they get these calls. I know it's a serious call, but you know, they also need to start charging the people on the other end that are making the calls and the people that are doxing people too.
Wichita police officers believe they were responding to a hostage situation when Andrew Fitch was shot dead after he appeared to be reaching for a weapon. It was all a mistake, started by this phony call.
Is shocked that people think he's responsible. Of course, he never called the police himself. That would be illegal. He just gleefully put the information on his stream, daring any of his followers to do it for him.
Like, now I'm being accused of swatting people.
Police believe the call was actually made by 25-year-old Tyler Barris, 1,300 miles away in Los Angeles.
The day after this murder happened, was able to get this kid on his show, fully monetized. Keemstar cashed in big time on this whole ordeal. And I also, if I recall correctly, the interview brought to you by the SWAT murder was also sponsored by G Fuel.
You got to give Ethan some credit from H3H3 Productions. He not only says that these videos are monetized and that he has sponsors like G Fuel and stuff like that. It just blows my mind because he gives out private information of others on live streams, and I don't think he's allowed to do that.
You swatted that address, correct?
Sure.
Okay,
Right.
so you swatted the address, you put in the fake hostage situation, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so the day after he got an interview with this kid, and brought to you by G Fuel. And the thing is, too, is that before Etika ended up sadly committing suicide, somebody was doxing him constantly as well.
Somebody, and we don't know who, called the police on him. The police showed up to his apartment, and this is the video he posted on Twitter. Roll it.
Yeah, I think somebody's trying to hurt me. I don't know. It's people online.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. And also, H3H3 found out that Keemstar tweeted out and doxed the mental hospital where Etika was staying when he had a problem.
Tweeted out the address, the location of the mental hospital he was being stayed at.
Okay, Desmond.
Okay.
All right. Glad your hands are empty, okay?
Okay. Okay. Here, look. Okay.
Turn around, buddy.
Okay.
Ow.
So when Etika ended up sadly committing suicide, he went missing. So they ended up announcing that he went missing, and Keemstar ended up stating that it was a publicity stunt.
There's a possibility that this is a publicity stunt.
And then went on to tweet
from only a couple months earlier. Dear Etika, normally I would say stop going crazy, but there's no news going on. So go full July 15th, baby. I've got kids to feed.
Yeah, it's a pretty harsh thing to say about somebody that's missing.
Once Etika's body is found by the NYPD, he suddenly turns to homie, and the rewriting of history quickly begins to cover his tracks. Scumbags are trying to pin my friend's death on me. I can't even mourn my homie.
I believe Ethan's onto something, and I believe that Keemstar should be held responsible some way. Involuntarily, he told him that this is all a simulation and to jump off a bridge, and he ended up doing that. And also, Keemstar claims that Etika and him were friends and he was homie, but there's tons of clips and tweets showing that they weren't friends and stuff like that. And even Keemstar says that H3H3, he even says in his video, homie and stuff like that. So the word to him is just a word.
Weakling! Record this and put it on DramaAlert at 12 tonight.
I'm recording it right now. Oh my God, what a that job.
Yeah, he recorded their phone conversation, didn't even have the respect to tell Etika that he was recording. So there is video footage of Keemstar trying to apologize and saying that they had to make it right for what he did to this guy for falsely accusing him.
That this Massachusetts man, John Phillips, had sex with a teen that he married in an online game in RuneScape back in 2011. And then he got out of jail and that he's streaming on Twitch again. Now, the problem with this is that that's not John.
Exactly. It's not John. It's a guy named Tony.
And when we reported this video, a bunch of you went over and harassed this guy. Called him names, pedo, sex offender, you name it. This guy didn't do anything.
And that was back in 2016. It's 2020. It's been 4 years that he's been harassed.
We're going to make this right with you, no matter what we have to do.
I am not going to put up with you fucking blaming me for people trolling you anymore.
I don't think you have any idea.
Yeah, this guy's just crazy. He's such a hypocrite. He says one thing and then does the other. So let's just hear from the old guy.
You know, in life, we're responsible for our own actions. And, you know, we should be a little bit more careful about what we say and do.
Oh, I agree 100% with him. There's like a fine line of freedom of speech, and then there's another line of falsely accusing somebody, as well as slander and defamation of character. And honestly, if he falsely accused you of being a pedophile, publicly and it's posted, that's slander and defamation of character, and you can sue him and pursue him in the court of law.
Bottom line is, you start a rumor, and you know, one person tells two, and two tell four, and two tell eight, and the next thing you know, the whole damn world is believing a bunch of bullshit that's not even true.
Sounds like a bunch of high school drama back on the grass or gravel fields, you know what I mean?
Twitter out, I just said Keemstar, just so you know, your BS a year and a half ago still causes me trouble every day, and it does.
Go fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Well, Keemstar, I think he's pretty much going to be fucking you pretty soon, because he's going to probably end up suing you or taking your ass to court for slander and defamation of character. You are liable, and if you did announce that publicly and publish it, and you did also apologize for it, he's pretty much got a solid case. He just has to take those 2 videos, for basically play that in front of a judge, and you're done. He doesn't have to even say anything. He just has to play those video clips and you're done, bro. Also, after watching H3H3's video and then watching Keemstar's video, like, H3H3 exposes Keemstar on so many different things. Keemstar doesn't even respond to any of them except for one, and that's Etika's death, and tries to justify and cover it because he knows in his mind that he's feeling the guilt and he's feeling guilty for it, because he's the one and the only one that pretty much convinced him and told him that this is all fake and it's nothing but a simulation, and that if you believe that, just jump off a cliff or a bridge. And that's what ended up sadly happening. And directly or indirectly, for what he said, he should be somewhat held responsible. You can either agree or disagree with me, but if I right now tell somebody that's manic or suicidal, and I tell them to, you know, go commit a crime, or to go commit or do something, or even cause harm to themselves, and they do it, I should be held responsible. You know, like it just, you know, Charles Manson, and there's so many different other cases where people have had that happen. And I just, you know, I just think Keemstar just got lucky. Nobody's probably reported it, probably. I don't know, maybe the police just never investigated it. I have no idea. But I think with these videos and these nuclear contents and other YouTubers like myself and other people doing videos, it's just a matter of time before they do investigate it. And yeah, there's charges made or something happens. Like I said, Tony's going to definitely probably take him to court. He should, if I was him. And yeah, they should definitely investigate him for possibly the Etika's suicide as well. So those are just my thoughts and opinion on the whole matter. You can either agree or disagree. I'd like to know what you all think about this YouTuber beef. It is very juicy right now. This is crazy. It's mind-blowing. Please comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. Please like this video, share it with everybody else, and as well as click that subscribe button for more. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really, truly do appreciate your support. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. God bless you all. Peace out.